Hey, this is Brother Jeff, and I'm going to show you how to get started with the Trivia Storyline game. You can get the Trivia Storyline game within the library. Just navigate to Articulate Storyline and then the games. Select the Trivia Storyline game, and then hit the download button. That will download the trivia template for you. Now, once it downloads, it actually becomes a file on your desktop, and the only thing you really need to do is double click on that. As soon as you double click on it, what will happen is inside of Storyline, it will actually bring up the templates to insert one of the templates, and it will become part of your templates. Anytime you insert a new slide or anytime you create a new project or something, you can select from the drop-down box this trivia game and use it multiple times throughout your course. So you can see here I have my trivia game along with my other games, game show, pyramid, whatever I may have downloaded from the library. But I just go ahead and select the trivia game, go ahead and hit import, and this will import the trivia game into my interaction, or if I already have a project from there on, I can go ahead and just import that where I want. That means I don't have to save this file that was downloaded from the library. I can go ahead and just delete that one. And every time I go ahead and create a new project inside a Storyline, that will be part of my templates in there. Okay, so once it's been imported, go ahead and double click on the Storyline game if you're within the story view, or if you've imported the game as a new slide, then just go ahead and select on the slide, and you'll see a few things that we're going to go over here. So I'm going to position this a little bit different. You'll notice over on the left-hand side, we have our normal instructions that you can refer to. This just tells you the different variables that you can change throughout the course, like the number of questions that you want to ask, the number of points per question, and then also the question time, how much the learner has per question to actually answer the question. Now also keep in mind that any variables that start with the letter Z, those are ones that we recommend that you do not change unless you're familiar with how this is set up. So if I want to change those standard variables to begin with, I just come over to the right hand side and select on the X button on the right hand side right under the triggers, and this will pull up my variables for my entire course. And you'll notice for the trivia game, I have trivia's add points per question, trivia number of questions, trivia question time, trivia total score, and that will basically those are the different variables that I can adjust. Right now, the default for trivia add points per question is every time the learner gets a question correct, it's going to add 10 points to that to the total score. And also, trivia number of questions is there's a total number of 20 that you can ask. But if you only want to ask, let's say 5 questions, then just go ahead and type in 5 there. And that will, when the learner goes through the questions, it'll only go through 5 of those questions. And that way, when you're filling out all the questions, you don't have to fill out all 20 questions. And then question time, right now it's set as a default to 30 seconds per question. If you want to go ahead and give that some more time, you do type that within seconds. And so if I want a minute, I'll go ahead and type in 60 seconds there. Now, total score, you probably don't want to update. That basically gets added as you go throughout the course. But I'm going to go ahead and click OK there. Now on the first slide, it's just basically an introduction with the titles, so I really don't need to do much here. So I'm going to go ahead and come over to the layers, and this is where I can start working my way from the bottom up, filling out the different parts. Now we've locked the items, which you can unlock, but we've locked the items that are most common that you really don't need to change at first. But however, you do have control to unlock it, change colors, and do whatever you want there. But I'm going to click on the introduction. On the introduction, I can go ahead and type in some introduction text for the this interaction and give them some introduction before they begin the game. And then I'm going to go to question 1. Now, question 1, I have my question header, I have my question text, and then I have my different choices. And I can just come down here, select different choice, and I can just type in whatever I want for my different choices, go throughout 4 of those different possible answers, and then I can come to my correct, fill out the correct that will the response that will show if somebody gets it correct, and fill out the response that will show if somebody gets it incorrect. Now, the one thing to keep in mind with this interaction is each of these different possible choices links to a correct or not incorrect option. Now the first one, even though I changed it, it will tell you which one links to the correct option, and then the rest of them link to the incorrect. So if I come over to my triggers, you'll notice on the first thing it says show layer question 1 correct. This gives me an idea that this is going to go to the question down at the bottom here, question 1 correct response. So let's say I type in an answer that's actually not the correct answer. Then I'm going to go ahead and come over to my triggers. And I'm going to select this question 1 correct, select the drop down box here, and I'm just going to change that to question 1 incorrect, because this is now going to the incorrect response instead. And I'm going to come down to, let's say now my question 2 here. My question 2 is now the correct answer. So all I need to do is select the drop down box and go to question. We're still on question 1, so we're going to select that to be question 1 correct. So now this response, question 2, I've now changed it to go to the correct response. And then all of the other ones I can just leave how they are. Every other one is set to go to incorrect. So if they get it incorrect, it's going to go to this layer, show the layer. If they get it correct, it's going to go to the correct layer. Well, that's pretty much it. You just go through all the different questions, filling out the correct, incorrect, different responses, and you just go through all 20 questions if you're using all 20 questions, or you just go through 5 questions if you're using 5 questions. You do, however, want to skip up to the results page and change the result text, the overall, this is how you did. And then you may want to change the lost game. Yeah, you lost if they didn't answer in time. This is the screen that's going to show. So I'm going to go ahead and preview this, and let's see what we got so far. And I'll show you how this interaction works and the different changes that we made, how those actually show up. All right, so here's the game preview. All I have here is the logo. I'm just going to go ahead and hit continue. Here's my instructions. If I fill those out, that's what the instructions would be. I can go ahead and hit start. You'll notice up on the top here, I have 60 seconds to answer. I did change that to 60 seconds. So I have 60 seconds to answer. It lets me know what question. Right now it's 1 of 5 because I changed that to only 5 questions. And then I can see my text responses that I filled out down at the bottom here. And so if I select the incorrect, it'll go to the incorrect. But if I select the correct, it will go to the correct response. And my question will still show, even though it doesn't show within the storyline course, but once you're actually previewing it here, it will show. You can see my points per question has been added to that, and I can go ahead and continue throughout the rest of the questions. As I get more points, that will just continue to increase, and I go throughout the course. If I get it incorrect, it'll show the incorrect response text there as well. All right, so that's how you get started with the eLearning Brothers trivia game. And all you have to do is just go through and fill out the rest of the questions from there, but that's it.